First, thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of different ones that you guys can check out, so thanks for making it here. So my name is Aaron Keith. I'll be the one leading the workshop today. Today's is all about systems. We're going to be talking about systems, and systems. This is very interactive, so I'm not going to be lecturing to you. We're going to be interacting, we're going to be working, ask a lot of questions, and then let's get some work done in here. So I want to go over what the intention is that we want to fulfill on in being here today. I guess it's not tonight yet. How foundational business systems increase your performance as an agent, and if I could read, and positively impact your consistency. Let's try that again. How foundational business systems increase your performance as an agent and positively impact your consistency. I'm really interested in consistency. As an agent, as a business owner, consistency is a huge challenge with most business owners. So just to give a little context before we get into the meat and potatoes of tonight, I am not a real estate business coach. I'm a general business coach. I coach all industries across the country. I started my first company when I was 19. I sold it when I was 26. I coach about 60 CEOs a week from all over the world. DEs work with me on and off. I coach a lot of teams here, so you'll see me at some of the different events. And I own multiple companies, so this isn't the only thing I do. I own several other companies as well. And so I've been a serial entrepreneur my whole life. And so what you're going to notice tonight as we talk is I work a lot on systems, structures, and processes. I work a lot on mindset. Those are kind of the two camps in which we're going to work today. Fair enough? All right, let's get into it. Any questions before we begin? All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is sales goal breakdown. Come on in, come on in. So it's a system. What is a sales goal breakdown? Anyone know? Any brave people? What's a sales goal breakdown?
Basically starting from where you want to go and working your way backwards.
Starting where you want to go and working yourself backwards. Good. What else? What do you guys think of sales goal breakdown? It's a system. Yes?
It's a roadmap.
It's a roadmap.
Working backwards is like a roadmap to what you need in order to get where you want to go.
Yeah, it's a roadmap that you can work all the way from where you are here today, all the way to where you want to go. Very good. So your sales goal breakdown should be a document on your computer. That document should break down your 2018 sales goal. Right now, as a real estate agent, you're supposed to be doing your annual planning. So technically, your year starts November 1. So if you get a lead November 1, by the time you take that all the way through the process, close the transaction, and get paid, it's when? January. So right now, this conference is always very timely because when you walk out of here, a lot of what you should be dealing with in here today should apply to your annual planning. So we're going to be referencing annual planning a lot as we talk. Why do we need our sales goal broken down? How does that benefit us? What's that? Accountability. Okay, good. Yeah. What else?
You know where to go.
You know where to go? The map, yeah. It does something also for your brain. Makes it less intimidating? Yeah. So let's go with this. So here's what happens. If you have a sales goal and you haven't intimately broken down the details of that goal, you don't know how you're going to get there, your brain relates to it as a concept. It's very conceptual. When your brain is dealing with something that's conceptual, it's not engaged in it. When you break something down in minute detail like she's saying, what's going to happen is your brain can wrap its arms around it. It can own it. When you're owning something, you actually know how you're going to get from where you are today to that goal. There's a different way that you be. Your way of being completely changes. Does that make sense? Great. The other thing it does, it affects your annual planning. This is going to touch your marketing plan. This is going to touch your tracking systems. This is going to touch a lot of other systems we're going to work on here today. Make sense? All right, any questions? So let's deal with how you build it. Very simple. This is a super simple system. This needs to be a Word document on your computer, and you need to break down the sales goal from total sales volume, GCI, your average sales price that you want to hit next year, all the way down to how many transactions you need to do, how many appointments you need to go on, how many leads you need to hit that target. You can break it down all the way to conversations if you'd like. I know some agents that do that. So any questions on how to break this thing down? Pretty simple, yes? Not rocket science? All right, good. Make sure I did not miss anything. Okay. Next one I want to talk about is your marketing action plan. What's a marketing action plan? Oh, come on. I'm just going to start calling on you. Yeah. A plan of action of what you're going to do. Yeah, what else?
Something you can break down on a daily basis that you know what you have to do and be able to celebrate at the end of the day that you got it done.
100%. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say it one more time? You said that beautifully.
You have an action plan that tells you what you have to do every day and you know what you've got to do. Most importantly, so you can celebrate at the end of the day when you get it done.
Very good. You want something that's broken down like he's saying. Your marketing action plan is your roadmap. Here's one of the things I see with agents that I see as a huge challenge. Most of you have set really great goals. Most of you do. You're very good at the beginning of the year. Here's the GCI I want. Here's the number of units I want to sell. You're pretty goal focused. But there's no freaking plan. There's no actual tactile plan that you can touch that walks you from where you are right now to that goal. Your marketing action plan is a structure. It's a physical structure that holds you accountable. Your marketing action plan should tell you what action you're taking, how frequently that action is supposed to be taken, who's responsible for taking that action, and how much does that cost? Why do we want to know how much it costs? Rate of return, yeah. And sometimes you're spending a little bit of money on something that's absolutely crushing it. And if you're not tracking that, sometimes you don't know. You can ramp up the spend. Some of you are spending a lot of money on something that's not producing much ROI. Just not. You've got to track this stuff. If you don't know how much your marketing plan costs you, how are you going to budget? You can't budget for it. So that's also very important. Any questions on marketing plans? How many of you have one? Be honest. All right, a few of you. Here's the good news. For those of you who didn't raise your hand, it's going to make a huge impact when you do. So let's talk about how to build a marketing action plan. Some of the things that I would put in there if I was you, I would list all of my actions that I want to take over the course of 2018. Your marketing plan has to fulfill on something, right? What does it have to fulfill on? The goals, right? It has to hit the goals. So you have to look at the goals, figure out how many leads you need, and that marketing plan has to produce that volume of leads. So we need to know that. We need to know the frequency. How frequently do you guys want to be taking these actions? We already went over the cost. We know how much it cost us. What else does it need? Time. No, it's good. What'd you say? Timing, yep. And who's accountable? It depends on how big your team is. If it's you, yes, it's you. If you have an assistant, then your assistant's name is on there. If you have a larger team than just an assistant, other people's names are on there as well. Even outside vendors. For one of my companies that I own, I have a lot of outside vendors that do a lot of the marketing push for us. So they're responsible. I have to hold them accountable. I have to have meetings with them to make sure they're performing and they're hitting their metrics. So for any of you who outsource anything, social media, newsletters, videos, which all of you should be doing, we'll talk about that, you need to have that listed. So let's open the floor. I want to hear questions from you guys, so I'm not talking the whole time. What questions do you guys have marketing plans on how to build this? What questions do you have around it? There's no questions on marketing plans? Really?
Really?
Yes. Marketing plan or marketing action? There's a handful of actions. So tomorrow we're going into marketing plans in painstaking detail. So I'll give you the Reader's Digest version now, and then see me at the end if you want me to fill in some blanks. Marketing action plans generally need some kind of video marketing. If you're not doing video, you're with the Flintstones. I recommend an e-newsletter, some kind of a digital newsletter. I can get into the why if you want to grab me after. Phone calls. Listen, we're in the relationship business here. I know everyone loves email, but we're in the relationship business. You guys have to talk to people. Phone calls are critical.
Handwritten notes.
Yep, that's the next one. Handwritten notes. Even letters. I love letters as well. I think hard mail is nice, and I think it works. It brings a personal touch. You're in a personal business, and you're asking people to spend a tremendous amount of money with you. You need to put the work in, and it's a dying thing. A lot of people aren't doing it, so it's a differentiator. Makes you stand out.
Send them an article.
Absolutely. Send them a book. Absolutely. And I think one of the last critical foundational ones is events, small or large. So an event could be 6-8 people that you take out to wine, and you deepen the relationship with those people. It could be a large event where you have 200-300 people there. Events work phenomenal for this. Any other questions on building a marketing action? Yeah, go ahead.
For a real estate agent, what percentage of GCI should be?
10 to 15%.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in general, it's 10 to 15%. It also depends too, as your business gets bigger, it starts to augment because the bigger your company gets, the more you can spend on not as effective marketing. So this might shoot other people in the foot, so I apologize ahead of time for this. But SEO. SEO is a very expensive thing for a real estate agent to do. Would I do it if I was a new agent? Absolutely not. If I was a large team and I had the extra cash, I would. So when I build marketing plans, there's a hierarchy to all the actions. So I want to focus on the stuff that has the biggest ROI and ROT, return on time, return on investment. Once I get down to the bottom stuff, yeah, it's SEO, it's expensive, and your marketing budget may go up, but you can afford it at that level. Yeah?
In your entire plan, I didn't hear anything about spending money for lead generating companies like Zerple or Realtor.com or Zillow.
Yep, that's pretty common. You won't hear me say that. Listen, tomorrow's going to be the marketing push, so I can't spend too much time on marketing. The fast answer is I believe in this industry, it's relationships first. Then it's all the tech stuff second. Unless you have a really, really, really big bankroll and you can float it. It's expensive, and there's a massive amount of competition. And
Everybody's after our dollar.
yeah, and one of the least expensive and highest ROI is relationship building. Interacting with your database has always been and will always be, in my opinion, I'm not an expert, but in my opinion, is how real estate's always going to go. I know the tech world is trying to change that for us. We'll see what happens. No one has a crystal ball, but yeah.
When you say video marketing, you're talking about video marketing as for our properties, or video marketing as perhaps a video newsletter via BombBomb?
Yeah, video newsletter like BombBomb or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, nothing I'm going to talk about is how to market a property. I'm not a real estate agent. You guys know how to market properties, I don't. I just know how to build companies. So everything I'm going to talk about is in the context of you building your business. Yeah, but that's definitely a foundational one. So real quick recap. You have two pieces of homework thus far. One, you're all going to make your 2018 sales goal breakdown. It's going to be a document. It's going to be saved on the computer. Yes? We agree? Yes, yes? Second homework, marketing plan. You're all going to type this up. You're going to come up with all the actions. You're going to hear a ton of actions by being here this weekend. It's one of the amazing things about reInvent. You get to meet a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions and a lot of different expertise. Mine's just my opinion. Mine's not the right way. It's just a way. So meet a lot of people this weekend. Hear what they're doing. The best kind of marketing you can do is the one that you resonate with. I'm not very technologically savvy. I'm just not. I have a great IT and tech consultant that helps me. So I'm relationships. So I do what I understand and what makes sense to me. Social media, I don't use social media. Like a little bit, like small. It's not my thing. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just you have to do what you resonate with and what resonates with your customer base. We'll get into the customer base a lot tomorrow. We're going to profile your customers tomorrow in marketing. All right, any questions on building out your marketing action plan? Yes, in the back, sorry.
I apologize, there's an overlap in the context.
You're good, don't stress.
So can you just review the 2018 sales goal breakdown?
Absolutely. Yeah, so the first system I wanted you guys to build is a 2018 sales goal breakdown. Super simple, not complicated. You're simply going to come up with what your 2018 sales goal is and break it down into painstaking detail. Everything from total sales volume, GCI, average sales price, how many units you need to move, how many appointments you need to go on, and how many leads you need. You can break it down past that and figure out how many conversations you need to have to even produce a lead. Some people like to do that. See, these systems all go together. This is going to make more sense as we talk. So we're trying to come up with systems that are performance-based, that hold you accountable. So we have our goal. We now have a marketing plan, so we know what actions we need to take to hit the goal. Now we need to track things. Let's talk about a KPI dashboard, a key performance indicator dashboard. What's a KPI dashboard, or a key performance indicator dashboard? Yes?
What I was thinking is where they came from, which is what I start with in my business plan every year.
Good.
So it's like, hey, I got 10 deals from open houses.
Yep.
Next year I want to do 18 or whatever.
Correct.
So is that-
It's right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a special document in you guys got to come to the marketing one apparently because everyone wants marketing. I can tell you how to build them. If we talk to Douglas Elliman, we got to ask Douglas Elliman to get them from me. That they can talk me into that. So, okay, good. He's correct. It's something you're tracking. What else? What else is on your KPI dashboard? Yeah.
Like for us, social media is important, so we get a lot of our clients from social media, so there's like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and how it's growing, how much we're investing into it, so we can see every single month if that return that we're putting in there on marketing dollars is actually working, if we're actually getting clients.
Correct. Do you guys get that? So it's a document that you can use to track the things in your business that matter to you. Think of your car. Your car doesn't tell you every single thing happening in your car, right? Your dashboard simply tells you the main things that you need to know about with the main systems of your automobile so you can safely operate it. Every business owner in here needs to have some kind of a simple dashboard. If you want to go complex, knock your socks off. This should be simple. I'm giving you simple systems that are effective and that work. These are foundational. So here's what a KPI, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
Is the dashboard something you mean to be in any form we choose to make it?
Yeah, correct. It can be in Excel, like mine for one of my companies is Excel. It's very simple. We're working on getting a digital dashboard built for us. So I'll jump to the digital really fast and I'll come back to this. Yeah, please.
KPIs, key performance what?
Indicators.
Indicators.
Yeah. So Clipfolio is a company out there that builds dashboards, a little bit more inexpensive. There's one called Grow, which is a little bit more, it's the Mercedes of dashboards, I guess you can say. There's a lot.
Wise agents, they have that.
What's that?
Wise agents, one of those.
Wise agents? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with it. So I brought one of the top tech consultants in the country here, Ryan Coyne. Raise your hand. Everyone turn around. That's the bald guy with the beard. So if you want, see him at the end. He's my tech consultant. He works with a lot of people around DE. If you need something technical, ask that guy, not me. But for what we do, since I'm not super techy, like they're working on building me one for my medical company, right now we just use Excel. Works great. It's simple. We just put it on a shared doc so everyone can see it. Put it on Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Docs, whatever you guys are comfy with, and your staff or you can see it. So here's what's in your KPI dashboard. I would be tracking everything from lead gen. I'll be tracking reviews since we're now in the review era, unfortunately, for better or for worse. I'd be tracking the size of my database because that matters. If you want to hit your sales goal, you need to manage how big your database is. You can't fish out of the same size pond every year expecting to get more fish. Social media followers, whatever matters to you as the person operating your business. So how does a KPI dashboard impact you? How does it impact your performance? Anyone?
You can track what's working, what's not working. You can revise, change, make adjustments.
Absolutely. Yeah, it allows you to see what's working in your business. It allows you to see where you're performing. It also allows you to see where you're not performing and make adjustments. Again, I chose this system because when I look at a lot of business owners, I see a lot of you have goals. Some of you have some plans to hit those goals. But a lot of you, you're not tracking your own performance. There's no accountability in what you're doing. When a human being can see, this is the action I took, this is the result I produced, and this is where I'm not producing results, you're accountable. It's motivating. It engages you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's hard. Most of us don't want to be accountable. I get it. I'm no different. But having that system in place, sharing it with someone. So if you're a team of one, find another agent, be your accountability buddy. Share your dashboards. Every Monday, you guys send each other the dashboards so you're accountable. You have a team? Great. Talk about that during your team meeting. My entire staff sees our dashboards during our weekly meetings. I have a staff of 15 in my medical company. We always look at it. We always discuss it. That way we're all accountable. We're on the same page. So how else does KPI dashboards affect your performance? Yeah?
It forces you to focus.
Mm-hmm.
So between the focus, first writing it down and focusing, and then seeing the results and then impacting a change, you make the change.
Absolutely. Good. Do you guys see the correlation, how this hits your mindset at all? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So homework assignment number 3, dashboard. Very simple. There's basically 3 chunks to a KPI dashboard. The first chunk or first column, anything that you want to track. Anything that you want to track in your business, list it down. Next column, I'll do it this way. Next column over is the goal or target. Welcome. No, you're good. Come on in. Everyone look at them. Wave at them. Hi, everybody. So column number 2 is the goal and target. Why? Because we have to be focused on what we're trying to be accountable to, right? We have to have some goals or focuses. So your sales goal breakdown, all those stats should be on your KPI dashboard. Your marketing stats from your marketing plan should be on your KPI dashboard. Your KPI dashboard should sew all this together. It's holding everything accountable to see how we're doing against our goal and our actions. Does that make sense? You guys look like, here's what you guys look like right now.
Like, where the hell do I start?
Caffeine, yes? Caffeine needed? Okay. All right, we'll get some caffeine going after this. All right, any questions on dashboards? Will I do it for you? If you hire me, yeah. We'll talk at the end. So what's that? Oh, I didn't say column 3. Thank you. Someone's listening. So column 3 is actual. It's your actual column. So every week, you should be putting in your statistics of what you've actually produced thus far in the month. So when you look at the dashboard, I'm supposed to have 10 leads this month. So far, I have 4, and I'm halfway through. All right, I'm tracking okay. I want to get 3 new reviews this month. I've only gotten 1. A little behind. Make sense? So you can put anything on there that you want to track. It's yours. Whatever matters to you. If you have a team, you can put team stuff on there. If it's just you, put your stuff on there. What else? I saw more hands back there. Any other questions on dashboards? Or tracking? No? Good? Oh, yeah.
I have a reality check on this. So is it best, so that you don't get behind if you're small, to just kind of jot it every day and then address it on one at the end of the week?
Can, sure. It's whatever works for you. It depends on how you're wired. It just depends on how you're wired. Some people want to keep track of it each day. He was mentioning something like that. Some people like to just do it at the end of the week and total all it up. It's really how your brain is wired. That's the thing with these systems. You have to find out how you're hardwired and build the system in so it works and sticks for you. Yeah?
If you plan your week ahead of time and know what you're going to do that week, or plan it, and then review every night what you're going to do the next day, it just keeps you on target.
Correct.
This is, we're in a business that flows, and you can never catch it. So you've got to be able to plan at the beginning of the week what you're going to try to accomplish.
Yeah.
And then be able to every night say, okay, this is what I've got to do in the morning.
Correct.
The way that it works out.
Yeah, your business is very much like herding cats after they had a Red Bull. It's a very challenging business.
Running racehorses.
There you go. There you go. I like that. And one of the only structures you can put in place to manage that is your calendar. So your calendar, like he's mentioning, should not only have time to do lead generation and other tasks that matter to you, it's also to manage your business. That's what I'm trying to get. Remember, you guys are business owners. You guys own a business. Most of you are just selling real estate versus stepping back and actually working on the growth and development of your business. It's one of the biggest things I can ever impress upon you. Treat this like a business. Work on it. If you work on it, it grows. So set aside time to look at your KPIs. Set aside time to look over your marketing action plan and see what you're supposed to be doing. Set aside time to actually review your sales goal and see, how am I doing against this goal? If you're not setting aside time, how do you think your performance is going to go? Anyone?
It's not like-
Not amazing. Let me check time real quick to make sure we're doing it right here. Thank you. All right, we're doing good. Anything else on this one? Okay, we got it. Good. So I want to sum this next chunk up, and then we're going to shift gears slightly. We've talked about a sales goal. We've talked about your dashboard, your marketing plan. Let's just pretend we got all that in place and it's working. What's something that could just muck all of this up and completely screw the pooch here? What could it be? Don't look at it. What else?
Something not on your schedule.
Something not in your schedule.
Lack of consistency.
Lack of consistency. The front row's winning. Putting too much on it.
Well, if you aren't time blocking, then you're letting the whirlwind of life just pick up and, interrupt your, whatever your scheduled project is that you're supposed to be working on.
Correct. Yeah, if we take, you're all correct. If you take all this and sum it up, it's consistency, right? Human beings generally have a lack of consistency. It's one of our natural challenges. It's why we love technology, but it helps with that, right? How do you impact consistency? Because I think it's a brain thing. I think consistency all comes down to the brain, in my opinion. Discipline, okay? So, accountability, okay, good. What's that? Habits. Accountability, habits. Tracking.
So, I mean, it's just, I think, as a daily discipline of creating daily habits of lead measures. So if you put those lead measures in place, then you get into a habit every day of doing what you need to do and
Yeah.
aren't missing something that's key, that's going to get you to your end goal.
Correct. You're not wrong. You guys aren't wrong. There's something
Starts with
underneath it.
your values. And you set your values and you hold to your values and everything falls under that.
He's now getting more to the bullseye. So let's just have like a blunt conversation for a sec. I think building a business can be very hard and very challenging. It's very confronting. I built several of them myself. There's days I've cried. There's days I've thrown staplers. Don't judge. There's days I've wanted to quit. It's effing hard to build a successful business that's consistent. I built them in many different genres, and it's challenging every time, even the one I have right now. And the thing that has me be consistent as a business owner is I'm committed to something. So when I'm talking about tracking stuff, some of you are like, oh my God. When I'm looking at goals and systems, some of your eyes are rolling back in your head. But when I look at my KPI dashboard, I don't see I need 5 leads. I see a rental property. When I see reviews that I need for my business, I see retirement. I see a vacation. I've correlated the things in my life that matter to me to my targets, to my numbers. So I'm not just tracking numbers. I'm tracking how well am I doing at getting the stuff in my life that really freaking matters to me. When somebody gets connected, I mean connected, to what you care about, you won't be stopped by fear, concern, worry. It'll be there. It doesn't go away. I wish. It doesn't go away though. But you'll move through it. The people who are the most consistent, if you study athletes, you study business people, you study some of the best performers in the world in human performance, they're all connected to something. Some of it's, bless you, some of it's philanthropic, some of it's their family, some of it's making a difference in the world. Sometimes it's they want to put braces on their kid. For you guys to be as consistent as humanly possible and leverage your brain, spend time doing your annual planning, think about what freaking matters to you. What matters to you for your retirement, since that bill's coming for all of us? What matters for your lifestyle, your health and well-being? Listen, being healthy in America is not the cheapest thing in the world. It's not. Right? It's not getting cheaper. So when you start getting really connected to what matters to you, and then you tether that, So those statistics that you're looking at every week and every month, your relationship to numbers changes. Your relationship to being in action changes. You guys got that? Yeah, your big why. And correlating your big why to systems. So systems do absolutely correlate to your mindset. These systems help you stay present to what matters to you. That make sense? All right, so any questions on this? You guys are way more grounded now. Did that sync it together? All right, any questions? All right, we're shifting gears completely. All right, shift gears. Okay, deep breath. That was kind of heavy. Apologize. So a totally different kind of systems. We've been talking about ones that are a little bit more performance-based. So another kind of system that we want are manuals, business manuals. What is a business manual? Ivan, thank you for volunteering.
He made me do it. I wanted to kill him.
Nice and loud.
I wanted to kill you.
Oh, we heard that.
So a manual is, for example, when I go to conventions or on vacation, my team can continue running without me there because everything that we do is in that manual. From a new hire to every time we go into escrow, a new listing, a new buyer, our marketing plan, everything is spelled out, including passwords, everything that if I ever walked away from my business, I know that I want to know.
Good. So a manual is extremely important for your business. I don't care how big or small you are. I know I usually hear like, it's just me. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be you forever. And if you ever get an assistant, which most of you need if you're going to keep scaling, your assistant has to have this. She's so excited about this. You can tell. Look. All right, she needs some Baileys in her coffee. I got that. This is going to get us serious. This is going to get serious. So here's what happens with the manuals. I think there's two manuals that real estate agents need that are absolutely critical. Number one is a marketing manual. Number two is an admin manual. So your admin manual is kind of front of the house, anything that's making the front of the business run, not usually client related. Your manuals basically have two things in them. They have checklists, daily checklists, weekly checklists, monthly checklists. I see my clients like nodding like, yeah, we know. You should have your own checklist as well. You're running a business. You're responsible for stuff. You should have a checklist. I have one for mine. Next is procedures, how something is done. I'm a little particular about this one. A really good operations manual or admin manual or marketing manual, whatever manuals you want to build, I think they should have a lot of visuals in there. So I have an integrative medical clinic as one of the companies I own. And in that company, the admin manual is, I think we're like 111 or 114 pages now. It's over 100 pages. The reason it's so long is not just because of the detail. It's because there's pictures of everything. I'm a little OCD. Don't judge. I know most of you are as well. You're particular, aren't you? You're business owners. You can't be a business owner and not be particular. It doesn't happen, right? So you guys want things done a certain way. You're very particular about that. And sometimes that gets in your way of growing your business because like, who's going to do it the way I do it, right? The manual solves that problem for you. Because I'm very particular and very OCD, my clinic runs exactly the way I want it to run. I'm only at my clinic 1 day a week. And it runs completely without me. And we're only 3 years old. And it runs that way because every single thing about the business is documented. So if you were to walk into my clinic, I can tell you exactly how it's going to smell in there. There's diffusers, there's 3 of them, and they have to put 5 drops of 2 different kinds of essential oils every 3 hours. So I know exactly how it smells. I know how all the business cards and brochures look. Why? Because there's a photo of that in the manual. And every morning on their daily checklist, it tells them to set it up that way. The coffee bar is set up the same way. I know where the sign sits. I know where the coffee and tea is. I know where the creamer is. It's all set up the same way every day. And there's photos of that, so a 7-year-old can do it. There's text. Yes, you can read it. It's all bullet pointed. But there's also photos. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So I encourage you guys that as you start to grow, build an operations manual, even if it's just a few pages long. Start to especially document your marketing. So many of you have spent so much money on mailers and other things. Document that. Every hard mailer you've ever done should be hole punched or scanned. Put it in that manual with statistics next to it. How did that hard mailer go? How'd it do? Newsletter. Take a screenshot of the newsletter you sent out. Put the open rate. So we know that newsletter had a 40% open rate. That newsletter had a 27. Whoa, what was the difference? Start tracking this stuff. Make sense? What? Yeah.
You're talking about some great 20th century tracking, hard copies, binders. When I do that, I feel like I'm behind the times. Is there?
You can do it digital. Ours is digital too. We just print it out so there's a hard copy because our internet has gone down a lot. And then the manual says who to call for the internet. When the internet goes down, we can't access it, so we've learned that lesson. Have a printed one. And also, just to be also very fair, without throwing my staff under the bus, some of my staff is not very good with technology. So some of them really appreciate having something they can thumb through. We definitely killed a tree in the printing of it, though.
So if we have something like Resora, where our email marketing is all tracked, it would almost seem redundant though, wouldn't it? If you can go to one place and just see every single marketing piece you've done, what the open rate is,
Yeah.
how many clicks, it's right there for you.
Well, that's a tracking mechanism. But your marketing manual of how to do something. So our manual will say, here's how you log in. Here's the URL. Here's the passcode. Here's how you send it. Here's the days and times you're not allowed to send. My staff's only allowed to send Tuesday through Thursday, usually from 10 in the morning to noon. He knows because he has to manage it all the time. So all of the directions how anything's executed is in the manual. So yeah, some of you are going to have some supporting systems. Your manual won't need to duplicate that. Remember, your manual tells you how to do something. Your calendar tells you when to do it. Make sense? Yeah.
How often do you review the process and make sure that it's still current? I mean, is it on a schedule that's like every 6 months? Do you look at that and make sure that it still makes sense for what's actually happening?
Great question. I don't have a system for that. Great question. So here's how we manage ours. Yeah, sorry. She had a great question. She was asking how often you sit down and review your processes and your systems to make sure they're still relevant and they're still working. So the way we manage ours is we communicate a lot in my company. So our team meeting every week is between an hour and a half long. All staff are involved and we cover everything from finance to marketing. I run my company completely open book. They know how much money we make. They know if we're having a problem. Everything's open. So the way systems work, anytime you have a breakdown, you either are missing a system or the system that you have in place is not functioning anymore. So we manage breakdowns very tightly in my organization. So anytime someone reports that something's not functioning perfectly, that gets noted. Every staff member in my organization, when they come to their team meeting, they have a meeting agenda. And one of the things on their meeting agenda, it's a standing meeting agenda every week, is any breakdowns with systems, structures, or processes. So they're actually always looking for us. It's part of my culture. You can kind of hear that in how I'm speaking. Part of my culture in my organization is we run systematically here. Everything's a system, whether they like it or not. So they're always now looking for and bringing, hey, this happened. Like, ooh, okay, did you not follow something? Or is it now breaking down, we need to advance it and grow it? That's how we manage it. I'm not saying that's perfect. That's just how we manage it. Great question. Yeah, shoot.
For some of us that still one man, show, like
Yeah.
no assistant, all those, this is phenomenal. Wouldn't that take away from actually being with people, prospecting, how we kind of tracking all of this? I see myself sitting a lot on a computer to try to do.
No, you can do this in a couple hours a week, if that.
Really?
I run 2 companies it takes me 6 hours every Monday. I run my coaching company and my medical company. Yeah, it takes me 4 to 6 hours, depending. This
You have a
is
system for that too.
it's just a checklist. It's just a checklist. I've done it enough times. If you here's the thing. When you hear manual, when I mention like operations manual, admin manual, marketing manual, if you're doing the marketing, then you should be following your checklist.
No, I was talking about the whole thing, not just the manual.
Yeah. No, if you're following anything in there, you'll have a checklist to it. You'll see how long it takes you. If you make a weekly and a monthly checklist of everything you need to do to run your business the way you think it should be run, and you do that for a couple weeks, you'll get pretty efficient at it. You'll know exactly how long it takes. Paying your bills, doing your marketing, looking at your stats, you can do that in a couple hours.
To her point, I guess the idea is that once these systems are implemented and they're in place, it's actually going to save you time because you're going to become a much more efficient operation.
You definitely become more efficient. The other thing that you also get is knowledge. I'd rather you be smart business owners versus reactive business owners. I'm making an assumption, I know this, but from the thousands of companies that I've coached, most of you are reactive. Most of you are not proactively looking at your statistics, building actual marketing strategies and actions to execute those strategies on a regular basis. You're just not doing that. Even the top teams in DE that I coach don't do that. That's why they hired me. If you put that in place, you'll notice a tremendous increase in your revenue. And to also, I'm going to say this in a very blunt way, I don't care how long it takes people to do this. You have to work on your business. You own a business. You don't work on it, it's not going to go well. And I don't know if you guys have the luxury of doing this. I know plenty of my clients who've asked to go sit with very successful business owners, not just real estate agents. Very successful business owners and shadow them for a couple hours on a day. Uniformly, what they hear, those people work on their business. They spend time working on it. So I promise you, working on your business will advance you more than if all you did is go see clients all day. I know sometimes that doesn't feel intuitive, but that really is the case. Yeah?
What you're basically saying is we have to wear different hats at different times.
Yes, sir.
And the difficulty being a salesperson is putting on the hat of an administrator. Because being a salesperson, you think you've got to be selling all the time and doing that. And to put on the hat of the administrator feels like a waste of time. It's just...
Yeah. Said another way, you're not a salesperson. That is my problem with this. You're an entrepreneur. You're a business owner. And part of being a business owner is you do sales. Oh, and you do marketing. Oh, by the way, you pay your bills, so you do finance. Oh, if you have staff, you're also doing HR.
And you're a shrink.
And you're a shrink. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's the thing is you're not salespeople. Remove that word from your vocabulary. You're business owners. That shift of context will change how you see things. Yeah.
The number one thing that I hear.
Loud.
The number one thing that I hear from realtors that are on their own is that people in their life very often offer to help them with stuff. And they say, it would take me longer to show you than it would to do it myself. The only way to avoid that is with
System.
a manual that you can just hand them and say, please do.
Yeah, so what he's saying is there's a lot of people who are like, listen, it takes too long to teach someone else how to do this. I might as well do it myself. Right, but then you have to do that all the time for the rest of your career. When you can just simply document your process, someone comes into your life, whether it's a new admin assistant, it's all there. Part of our new hire process is first you read the operations manual, then you read our website. Then we start to talk. Let's get all that out of the way. You had your hand up, yeah.
So I completely get the whole business thing, I understand that. Where do you start?
Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean,
So I would start with what we covered so far today. I would have your sales goal breakdown, get that system in place. I'd build your marketing plan, get that in place, and I'd start tracking stuff.
so, like the marketing plan, everything that's it, just kind of put it in place, put it in a folder, and then go back to it, and then, you know, it just, I know, like, for you, this is easy, we do this all the time. For me, this is like torture.
No, I hear you loud and clear. I'm trying to make this super simple. Yeah. So the way the marketing plan would get structured is you could take an Excel doc or a Word doc and list every marketing action you ever would want to take. You may never take them all, which is great. I've never used all of mine in my marketing plan. List everything under the sun, all the way down to Zillow. Way down at the bottom. Then figure out the frequency. How often do I need to take that action? Weekly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, annually? Then figure out who's responsible for taking that action. Me, my assistant, a contractor, who's going to take it? Then figure out how much is that going to cost me per month, per year. Yeah, see me at the end, we can chat. Yes?
At what point do you decide when you need an assistant and when you should be on a team or grow a team?
Brilliant question. So his question is, at what point do you realize or find that you need an assistant or need to be on a team or have a team? Yeah? I would say assistant-wise, I would be very liberal with hiring an assistant just because there's a lot of things that you're doing that are not worth the amount of money that your time is. Most entrepreneurs, you can value your time at $500, a couple $1,000 an hour. There's different ways of valuing your time. And anything that frees you up to be marketing more and out with clients more, right? Isn't that how you guys make your money, is being with people? Yeah. So if you can get to that point where you can kind of afford an assistant, usually make that leap, even if it's part-time. Part-time is great. And honestly, what I would do is outsource marketing to them. Your assistant should do about 80% of the marketing plan. On most of the companies that I build, usually the admin assistant can do about 80%. So think about that. You have a human being who their sole purpose in life is to do your marketing. If they just cause one more transaction a year, depending on your market, that just covered their salary. Or pretty close to it, right? So, and then it frees you up. Part of being an entrepreneur, the reason you guys work for yourselves is you're shitty fucking employees. You're horrible employees, right? You want to go do what you want to do, right? You want to go travel and you want to travel. Good surf today, like, oh, I got a client appointment at the beach. So when you have an assistant, you start to leverage people. That frees you up. It's part of the benefit of being an entrepreneur. We have a little freedom here.
I was doing some marketing the other day. I said, I cannot believe I'm spending my time doing that.
Yeah, not worth it. Just the agony of doing it is worth paying someone. No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious about that. Remember, we talked about this during the mindset portion a little bit earlier. This is you have to be passionate about this, right? You have to be engaged in this. So if one of the things that makes you happy is you want to be able to travel, have some freedom, and have a growing business, an assistant helps with that experience of life. If that's motivating to you, great, get it in there. That make sense? Yeah.
So what I'm taking away from all this is that the key is foundation, right? So you start with a good foundation. Because what I've experienced right now, I got an assistant maybe a little later than I should have. So I got 8 escrows going right now. The foundation's not there to handle 8 escrows, so I'm running around there.
Yeah.
And then I've already lost a buyer appointment because I couldn't get back to them fast.
Fast enough, yeah.
You start losing business because the foundation isn't there, so you can just give it over to somebody else and help.
Correct.
So getting these systems, and even if it takes you a little longer, and like you said, if you get the foundation going, even if you have to spend some time to do that,
yes,
a day or a week or whatever it is to get that full-fledged in, then you'll have more business in the home.
Mm-hmm. And here's the next evolution of that. So he saw the light, he got the assistant, he's starting to get some bandwidth. The new assistant's going to take over his marketing plan because he's going to build one after this meeting today. He's going to get some coffee and he's going to build it. The business is going to grow some more. And as your business grows some more, what do you think the next hire is after your admin assistant? What's that? Yes, marketing assistant. Admin assistant, marketing assistant equals a banner year. I think that is one of the best formulas that I've seen as you all start to evolve. Have one person whose sole purpose in life and who's trained to do marketing. You have an amazing admin person who's helping you with your clients, keeping you organizing, managing your calendar, managing your emails. Again, it frees you up again. You guys will make a tremendous amount of money, have a very good experience of running a business, have a lot more freedom. That's a very powerful level to get to. Yes?
Thinking about having somebody else to share your responsibilities, what's the take on having another broker from the office, maybe like sharing something with you?
Yeah, so her question is, what would it, sharing responsibilities, what would it be like to have another broker in your office and you're splitting an assistant? Is that what you mean, splitting an assistant?
No, like let's say I don't have an assistant, but let's say I feel like I want to do business with someone.
Oh, okay.
And let's say if I'm not available, you want to go meet the buyer, you want to make a phone call, and this other person does it.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, you kind of like share responsibilities.
You can do that.
Same time, but it's like having two people.
It's one way of doing it, absolutely. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. At a certain point, it's usually more advantageous to have an assistant. There's that kind of tipping point when you're growing where it's a little, we're not quite there. That's a great stage to be at. As that stage keeps evolving and both people keep growing, eventually you'll each need an assistant. From my experience, I'm not saying that's the truth, but that's what I've witnessed. Yeah, good question. What else? Any other questions on?
The team question about when to join a team or after.
When to join a team?
Or bring on a team.
I'm biased on this one, to be frank. So I think if you're joining a team, you really have to look at why. What are you going to get out of it? What's your reason for being there, and how long do you want to be there? Some people work really well on a team because that's how they're geared. Some people don't because they're very entrepreneurial and they're just not geared to be in that kind of environment. So you have to know yourself. Yeah. There's a lot of factors. See me at the end, I can go into more detail. It's a very personal conversation depending on where you are, what city you're in, the teams available, what you're looking to accomplish, and your why. Yeah, see me at the end, I can get in detail with that.
What about, though, recruiting a team, building a team?
Mm-hmm.
When do you do that? Do you recommend it at the beginning?
All depends on the sales goal. Everything's predicated on your sales goal. That's why we started with that one, everybody. Your sales goal dictates everything. Your marketing plan, tracking, team build. So if we were having this conversation as business coach, client, and you said, listen, I want to do 150 million. I still want freedom. I still want to, see my husband, my kids, whatever, go to Europe a couple times a year. And if I produced 150 million myself, I'd explode. That's what I would do. I would start to all right, great. We got to leverage this. We need other people around here to leverage this and make this happen. I believe in hiring people if it means you hit your sales goal. It's part of the annual planning process. If you're doing your listen, everyone, you guys have the tuning on this, so this is a good one. Annual planning wise, if you set your sales goal, one of the steps in doing true annual planning is a staffing model. A staffing model breaks down all the people you need, whether it's contractors, employees, whatever, for you to fulfill on that number. So first you look at the goal. That goal has to fulfill on your business and personal budget. Once you know that sales goal is going to get you the life you want, you're committed to, then you have to look at resources. What people do I need around me to make that happen? Right? That's how all organizations do it. Big doesn't mean it's real estate. All organizations do that. Do I need more people on my board? Do I need new contractors? Do I need a new website? What resources do I need? Do I need to learn more about finance? That's part of the annual planning checklist. If you guys want, I can email you an annual planning checklist.
Yes, please.
That would be great.
Cool. Yeah, I have one. It's decently tailored for real estate. It's not like perfect, but it's very real estate-esque. But it'll walk you through personal and business planning. I'll email it to you guys. Just email me. I'll send it to you. All right, let's open the floor for questions. We have a little bit of time here. Just questions in general. Any business questions you guys have? Oh, sorry, you beat you, then you second. Yeah.
So if you wanted to do the manual, hire an assistant, those types of things, since it's kind of like seasonality, like with real estate, you kind of go into the slower season kind of thing. Like everyone's going to say, oh, I'm going to dive into this, spend like a week trying to do it, rather than spread it out a little bit, like 3 hours a week for the next 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And January, hire an assistant, something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, this is the annual planning time frame. You are going into, for a lot of markets, a slightly slower season. Use this time to plan. I don't know about you, but I get very distracted being in my office. So when I do my annual planning, sometimes I'll jump on a train. I know how long it takes to go from San Diego to LA and back. So get business class, get some food, get some caffeine, sit on the train, I'm stuck. It doesn't work. So I use the plane right here for it. Yeah, slap it. I know some other people that go and get a hotel somewhere. They'll lock themselves in a hotel, order a lot of room service, a lot of caffeine, and they'll spend 2 days knocking out all their annual planning. Listen, it's whatever gets it done for you, right? Whatever structure gets this to happen. You guys can tell I like caffeine, can't you?
Yeah.
I know, it's a problem.
And Bailey's.
Yes. It's the season for it. I mean, it's good.
Not for us, Florida.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Any other questions on, yep, in the back.
What should we put on the subject if we email you?
Annual planning checklist. That's a good question. Annual blank checklist. And I know you had a question up here.
Yeah, what about virtual assistants? So you
Great. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're in the building process, and I know there's other workshops, guys, so if you guys have to jump, you're not going to hurt my feelings. There's really good workshops. Go to Ivan Estrada's workshop next. You guys should do that. It's on video. You guys need to go to that one. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap this thing up and you guys can all go. Yes.
You mentioned before SEO.
Yes.
What does that stand for?
Search engine optimization. All right, guys. Thank you for your time today. See me if you have questions. I'll be around.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. You as well.
Can I take a picture with you just
Of course,
for
of course.
information? Would you do that for me? Thank you so much.
Jump on in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got the screen in the back.
Ah.
Thank you so much.
Of course, of
Pleasure
course.
meeting
You will. You as
Great
well.
day.
What's
I
that?
do a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins.
Of course. Take care. Marketing one tomorrow.
Will you please